Maryland's trying to run a little pickoff move with the tight end. Zordich comes up to cover the tight end, just forgets about his man, sees the ball, goes for it, makes that great interception. And Stan Gelbaugh is very much in the ball game. He hustles downfield and misses a tackle in the end zone, but great effort for a quarterback.
Tell you one thing too, Ken, Joe Paterno has had the uncanny knack over the years to be able to anticipate plays like that, and he will tell that hero who moves all over the field, son, when that quarterback stands straight up, here's where I want you to stand, and the ball will hit you right in the chest.
Well, I'm sure they had that down on the computer, how many times they threw that pass.
Massimo Manca will kick off for the second time in less than a minute. Keita Covington once again standing at his own 5-yard line. Returned the first one 20 yards. He'll get another crack at this. Covington this time at the 3. Right behind the wedge, cuts it outside, and will be dragged down at the 16-yard line. Barry Bookman, number 26, got down there on the coverage and dragged him out of bounds. And now, Ken, it's going to be interesting to see how mentally Maryland faces this early setback.
Well, we've talked about this all week, is whether they can handle being down, and they know that they have trouble in ball games here against Penn State. Maryland's got to come back, play their offense, and get back in the game, not do anything different.
Last year, of course, being behind was no problem for the Turks. An explosive second-half offensive show they had. This is Badonic. He'll only get about a yard, and he's tripped up. Tim Johnson, the defensive right tackle, the junior out of Sarasota, Florida, just nailed it. Palomalo.
I'm glad you said that one.
If he has to tackle Azizan and Abdurrauf, we'll both leave.
I would say that Alatoa is changing his name to Alpola.
That was, and then he's changed it back. He wants to go back to the Samoan pronunciation, so we'll go with it. 2nd and 5.
Maryland doesn't lose much when Alvin Blunt or Tommy Neal's in the ball game.
10th play of this drive. Blunt again. Struggling for yardage. Working behind Len Lynch, his senior co-captain left guard, who pulled on that play.
This Maryland line can be awesome when you get those big guards out in front of you. Len Lynch, 6'2", 269, a senior, and Jeff Malenka, another senior, 6'3", 264, and they can both run.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. Joe Paterno really shuffling his people on defense because it is so hot out there. About half the line first team, about half of it is second team. Badonic appears to have it as he reaches the 21-yard line. Maryland on a solid drive from their own 15-yard line.
Again, a lot of pressure on the Penn State linebackers to stop Rick Badonic. 5'9", 217 pounds, and you can see them muscle their way in there, but they get that great surge, and with Rick Badonic getting that weight forward, awfully tough to hold him less than a 2-yard gain.
Maryland 1st and 10 at the Penn State 21, trailing 7-0. Gelbaugh looks over the defense and has the back split. Milling, the wide receiver in motion, now runs out of the slot, and it's a screen to Badonic. 4 blockers in front of him, and what a tackle by Michael Zordich. The hero in Penn State's defense somehow slipped the blocks, got in to make the tackle. That one could have gone a long way, Ken.
Oh, this separates the Maryland ball club. They're so good at getting Badonic out in the flat with those blockers in front of him. Just a little quick screen, has 4 people out in front of it.
Again, a 4-year letterman. He's played a lot of different positions at Penn State. Comes in and makes a great tackle.
And another Penn State player is down, and it's Lance Hamilton, number 45, and they're going to have to help him off the field.
A lot of this, when these kids are getting dinged, it's really because they're fatigued. It's hot, they get fatigued. It's awfully easy to get your bell rung at that point in the game. And that will bring in a freshman at the corner spot, Eddie Johnson, who is 5'10", 164 pounds. We'll be back after this word from our local station.
United Bedrooms, the flotation sleep specialist, bought out the D.C. Waterbed Convention and brought it to their showrooms. Now choose from dozens of new waterbeds and matching furniture at or below wholesale prices. If you missed the waterbed show, see it now at any United Bedrooms and save more than ever before on canopy. Wholesale prices. It all has to go, so don't miss out on these wholesale prices at United Bedrooms, where you can believe what United states.
You'll find the best and brightest deals on the all-new Let's Make a Deal. TV's big dealer Monty Hall leads the action as dozens of excited traders trade their way to thousands of dollars in cash and fabulous prizes, or maybe even a chance to win the big deal of the day. Don't miss the all-new Let's Make a Deal.
Weekday mornings at 10.
This Monday, WMAL AM 63 plays the Redskins live for 10 hours starting at 3 p.m.
With us, Trumbull and Core. East Carolina!
Joe Paterno with 176 wins, just beginning his 20th year at Penn State, and he has really done such a marvelous job, not only for his university, but for college football as a whole. Ken, he has been a spokesman for a lot of things that most of us believe in, and people occasionally snipe at Joe Paterno, but I don't think they have any reason to. And there's another man who is trying to build his own legend at the University of Maryland, Bobby Ross, who has done a wonderful job since he's come here. Maryland has had the ball all 7 minutes of this ball game, except for one 10-second period when Michael Zordich was returning an interception for a touchdown. Right now, the Terrapins, 2nd and 7 from the Penn State 18-yard line, and Gilbaugh to go to work over the middle, intercepted. It's picked up by Pete Giftopoulos, and Giftopoulos run out of bounds by Blunt at the 38-yard line. And once again, Gilbaugh hit him right in the numbers.
This could be the story of the ball game, Mike. Trying to force that ball in there. Ran a little flood pattern, had everybody out that way. We'll see Gilbaugh come back, set up just a little roll, a little pocket pass. And there's Giftopoulos, who comes over, reads the man perfectly, trying to hit Abdul Raouf. Now, all of these linebackers are not that big, and they can run. Alvin Blunt gets back and helps make the tackle.
I don't think he ever saw Giftopoulos.
I don't think he did either. Giftopoulos is looking back, comes over, covers that little hook area, picks it up. Now he starts to be a runner at that point.
Penn State with the ball offensively for the first time at their own 36. That's DJ Dozier in motion. They'll give it to Smith, the fullback up the middle. He's stacked up as he reaches about the 41-yard line. Ted Chapman, number 96, was one of the men on the tackle. And there is Giftopoulos, a sophomore linebacker who is 243 pounds. He is a load.
He should be playing in the defensive line for Penn State.
That's right.
That's one of their big ones.
He's bigger than a couple of their linemen. John Schaefer at quarterback won the quarterback battle with Matt Kisner. He's a junior, 209 pounds. He's only completed about 40% of his passes in his career. And Penn State will get maybe a yard out of that one as Steve Kelly and Bruce Messner stack up the fullback Steve Smith. In the first two plays, they have not given the ball to DJ Dozier, who is coming off a knee injury, but one of the premier running backs in the country, Ken.
They say there's nothing wrong with him. There's DJ, and he looks in great shape, and everybody, and of course Paterno, I'm sure, is tired of telling everybody that his knee is fine. He had simple arthroscopic surgery after the season. Should be in great shape.
3rd and 4. Schaefer to throw his first pass. Dumps it over the middle, complete to Smith, the fullback, and has the first down, it appears, near his own 48-yard line.
Now, you've got quite a controversy up in Penn State about who should be the quarterback. John Schaefer won that in a heated battle, and one of the reasons was that he could read defenses so well. Here he pops it over the middle to the fullback, Steve Smith. Peter Covington comes up and makes the stop.
Maryland has a bunch of hitters in the secondary. Keita Covington, number 1, number 18, Al Covington, and Donald Brown, number 2 on the other side. They will really pop you, but right now, Penn State has achieved its first down of the ball game at its own 48-yard line. Split backs and Schaefer to throw. Deep over the middle, and Keita Covington was all over Mike Timpson, and it is interference.
Mike Alexander ran a good pattern, a post pattern, and Keita Covington was all over top of him. No doubt about the play. Keita Covington gets on his back, rides him with his right hand. No question about the call.
And that was Alexander, number 9, instead of Timpson, number 5. And Covington just got there a little bit early. The officials will mark it off from the line of scrimmage. 15 yards all the way down to the Maryland 37-yard line. It's been all Penn State so far.
Mike, one of the reasons that
first down.
Okay. One of the reasons, of course, that Joe Paterno has given for last year's demise, really, if you can consider 6'5" a demise, is a lack of quality receivers.
Here's John Schaefer. They've got a burner in there now. Timpson, number 5, and Alexander, number 9. They both can run. This is Timpson in motion, the freshman from Florida. Holds 4 state track records there. Dozier with his first carry, and Dozier wants to throw the halfback option. Timpson, and he couldn't hold it. Timpson had Keita Covington beaten by 3 steps, and Dozier laid it up. It looked like it might have been held up by the wind a little bit, and Timpson couldn't quite hold it. We told you he can fly.
Mike Timpson, a freshman from Miami, Florida, holds 4 state records in track. DJ Dozier disguises it well, puts it up. He just couldn't run to the ball. Great effort by Timpson. Keita Covington beat by a good 6 yards.
Now, how's that for your first time that your Heisman Trophy candidate touches the football and he throws as the Maryland defense came up all over them? 2nd and 10, Penn State. Draw play to Smith. Straight up the middle of the road. Keita Covington hits him at the 20, but he drags him to the 17-yard line. And Penn State has put together a brilliant offensive game plan here. This is the first time they have had the football in the first quarter.
Well, if you're looking for DJ Dozier to shake up this Maryland ball club, you better start looking at Steve Smith. Coming in, Joe Paterno with a great game plan, letting Dozier really be a faker, really. And Steve Smith, who they think could be one of their best fullbacks in the history of Penn State, doing a super job.
And the Maryland linebackers were nowhere to be seen. Schaefer on the blitz, and he's down as Shankweiler. Came in from the left end spot, and Schaefer didn't have a chance. Shankweiler, the senior co-captain from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania.
Scott Shankweiler, the co-captain of this ball club. 45 tackles last year, had a big interception against Miami. Boy, he's tough and he's fast. John Schaefer had no chance. This Penn State offensive line is a little suspect. They've had a lot of moving around, a lot of people playing different positions. They think they've got a good offensive line. It remains to be seen.
Loss of 6, so make it 2nd and 16. Penn State with the ball just outside the Maryland 28-yard line. Dozier and Smith are the running backs, split behind Schaefer. And Schaefer, little sideline pass. Oh, what a catch over there by Ray Roundtree, the sophomore split end. Just angled his feet inside. Shankweiler tried to get back on coverage.
John Schaefer, this is a great pass. Had a little roll zone into Roundtree. Roundtree just goes around the man, keeps his feet in bounds, and makes a tremendous play over Scott Shankweiler.
Just outside the 10 is where they'll mark it. Gain of 12, and it's 3rd down and 4 yards to go.
Well, they didn't know how good this offense would be. I don't know. They look pretty good to me.
Me too. Eric Hamilton checks out of the ballgame. Timpson is in. Dozier goes to a wing as Schaefer wants to throw on 3rd and 4. Heading for the end zone for Timpson, and it's knocked away by Al Covington. Timpson appeared to have the ball caught, and Al Covington, the safety, came over and hammered it.
Mike Timpson showing some of that speed. They got him those 4 records in Florida. Just beats him there. Now, I tell you, Steve Kelly was over there helping out. But Al Covington makes a great play right after the ball was caught because Timpson had his hands on that football.
Now on 4th and 4, Joe Paterno will send in his field goal unit. And Massimo Manca, the 5'9" senior, with Kisner, the backup quarterback, holding. It will be a 28-yard attempt. And Manco has it up and throws. With 4:29 to go in the first quarter, Penn State is stunning a favored Maryland football team 10-0. Some of the crowd here at College Park a little quieter than they were when this began. We'll be back in a moment.
The best deal in Nissan history will soon become history. But for a limited time, you can still get 8.8% financing on any tough new Nissan truck. Listen to these savings.
Nissan saved me almost $600.
That's an example of what you can save on Nissan's lowest sticker price truck. How much did you save in interest payments?
Almost $1,300.
How much will you save with 8.8? A lot, if you buy your new Nissan truck right now. The clock is running. The name is Nissan.
The essence of bobsledding. The new sled feels like gliding on silk. The essence of shaving. This is new Atra Plus, an incredible advance in Gillette shaving smoothness. The Plus is the unique lubricating strip that glides the razor effortlessly. You never felt anything smoother. New Atra Plus by Gillette. The essence of shaving.
This is the play that got it going. Pete Giftopoulos coming over. And Stan Gelbaugh does not see him. Tries to hit that hook man. Giftopoulos picks it up, and he's up the sidelines. Big play in the drive, of course. You had a lot of controversy over who should play quarterback, but I tell you, you don't have to worry about it if they're going to intercept passes up at that field.
Get that right. 4 minutes and 29 seconds to go first quarter. The Maryland sideline a little bit shell-shocked. They are down 10-0 to Penn State. But Maryland did not get too tired of being behind last year. They spotted Tennessee 21 points in the Sun Bowl. Came back to win. They spotted Miami a lot more than that in the greatest comeback in college football history. They were down 31-0. Keita Covington, who's already returned 2 kickoffs in the first quarter, will be back to receive, and Massimo Manca will kick it off again. And the crowd has really been taken out of this ball game, Ken Willard.
And they have every reason to be quiet.
This time Covington driven into his own end zone, and Danny Swingle back there with him, and they'll down it in the end zone. So Maryland will have to start from its own 20-yard line. Took only 3 minutes and 3 seconds as they capitalized on the interception, and Manca hit a 28-yard field goal to make it 10-0. Those 2 interceptions have been the killers to Maryland, and of course turnovers usually do tell the story. And there they are. The interception, the first one went immediately for a touchdown. The second one set up the drive that resulted in a field goal, 10-0.
That's the Penn State of old, taking advantage of other teams' mistakes. They don't let many of them go by.
Stephen Scriber, number 45, is into the ball game for the first time, and Scriber will get a couple. He is dragged down by Mike Russo and Tim Johnson, the respective defensive tackles for Penn State.
I think this gives you some idea of maybe how tired the Maryland players are. There was some question of whether Tommy Neal would play today, and Scriber, of course, looks like he's taking Neal's place. But they lose quite a bit without Tommy Neal in there. 650 yards or 630 yards last year.
Scriber and Blunt are the running backs. Now they'll split behind Stan Gelbaugh, who has not had a good first quarter. On 2nd and 8, they'll give it up the middle to Scriber. Scriber gets a couple.
You got to really like to play football to play offensive and defensive line. They don't really play football. They play thud. with an offensive line of 266 pounds. Look at the block. Mike Russo taken back, but stays on his feet, comes in and helps make that tackle. You got to like football to want to do that.
You got to like something to want to do that. Russo pushed all over the place, but stayed in there and made the tackle. 3rd and 2. Crowd trying to get back into it. Holder in motion. And they'll give it to Scriber. Scriber fought his way across the 30 and got the first down. Great job by Stephen Scriber as he was hit right along the line of scrimmage by Bob White, number 34. And Shane Conlon, number 31, came up to help make the tackle. But he got the first down. That's what Scriber did a year ago. Not used all that much.
Now they think he could be a real fine back. 6'3", 225 pounds. Very big fullback. Of course, you can see the effect of the heat. Probably Rick Bodonic would have been in the ball game had it been another day.
Maryland has the 2nd-team offensive line in there. Bill Hughes, number 69, at the left guard. John Rudd, number 57, at the starting center. And Gelbaugh back to throw. This one is complete to Milling. Milling across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Ray Isom, the free safety, came up and knocked him down, but not before Milling had picked up 16 yards. The sophomore from Temple Hills, Maryland.
Not very innovative. A nice 10 to 12-yard turn in. Milling comes down, makes his move, comes back to the football, almost juggles and drops it here, but hangs on. And Ray Isom, of course, who led the team in tackles last year, comes up and makes it tackle.
Milling will remember that one. He did not have a catch in 1984. 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go. First quarter, it's 10-0 Penn State. Maryland with a first down at its own 47. Scriber again, straight up the middle. Gets 5, 6, 7 yards.
George Busikas, offensive assistant, has been around. Only 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. Good line play by that Maryland 2nd-team offensive line. Moving off the ball, taking that Penn State team, which is not big, with them.
Give Scriber a gain of 6 at 2nd down, 4 yards to go. Abdur Rauf and Sean Sullivan are the wide receivers. Scriber again, same play, straight up the middle, first down. Penn State 41-yard line again. Mike Russo being blown out off the offensive line, but hanging in there to make the tackle.
Lynn Lynch, number 63 for Maryland. I've never seen anybody, you see him in the left corner of your screen, takes Bob Anka and keeps driving him, almost put him over on the Maryland bench. Great blocking by that Maryland offensive line.
Scriber now 5 carries, 23 yards. Maryland has been able to move the ball. The only thing that has stopped them have been the 2 Stan Gelbaugh interceptions, and he's back to throw again. Almost knocked away and almost picked off that time by Shane Conlon, who was standing right by the intended receiver, and I don't think Gelbaugh should have thrown that one.
Well, he shouldn't have, and you start getting a little antsy right now. I think Stan's starting to think too much. He's got his receiver out there, and he just lets that ball go, trying to hit Alvin Blunt. He's got Shane Conlon right in front of him, had a man downfield, throw it away.
Great recognition by Conlon, who was coming in after the passer, saw the screen forming, and went back for Alvin Blunt. 2nd and 10. Gelbaugh now 4 out of 8, 53 yards, but 2 of those have been picked off. This is Neal into the ballgame, trying the right side sweep, and Shane Conlon was waiting for him at the 40, number 31. This Penn State defense looks to be much improved over last year.
Maryland runs this play so well. That cross action with the backs, they get that guard out pulling. But Shane Conlon read the play right from the start, of course. Only 6'3", 222 pounds. 77 tackles in the year last year. One of their big people on that defensive line.
Tommy Neal, something of a cross between Blunt and Badonic. He is fast and strong. Big play here. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Gelbaugh against the 4-man rush under pressure. And there should be a flag on this one. The receiver was flattened with the ball in the air. I think they were throwing for Tommy Neal.
Well, they had to see that. I don't know how they didn't see it. Bob Anka decked him right as the ball was getting close to him. Let's say that. If the ball was approaching him, it sure wasn't there.
But no flag falls, and the Maryland sideline really upset about it. And Darrell Wright will be kicking to Coates, who's standing inside his own 10-yard line. Wright averaged 41.4 yards a kick last year, number 4 in the ACC. Only had 6 of them returned, and they expect him to be more of a weapon this year on 4th and 8. See if he tries to go for the sideline. He tries to pooch it inside the 10, and it hits inside the 5, maybe down. And they will roll the ball into the end zone. And Penn State gets a break on that one and will get the ball at the 20.
Great effort by that special team to get down there. They had the ball, and on the bounce it came back. Kevin Walker down there trying to recover.
Timeout with 26 seconds to go, 1st quarter. Our score is Penn State 10 and Maryland nothing.
Your Jefferson Standard agent is worried about you. He worries whether your current retirement plan will buy the kind of retirement you want, whether you'll be able to send the kids to school. If you become ill or disabled, will you have the right coverage to see you through recovery? Maybe you're not worrying about these things, but isn't it nice to know that somebody is?
Bill, it's all worked out.
Well, I've got nothing to worry about then.
Jefferson Standard. Our business is your future.
You notice it the moment you pick it up. The balance. The power. A Homelite chainsaw feels right, and that makes a big difference when you have better things to do than cut wood all day.
Homelite Jacobson. We put more free time in your day.
Get accessories worth up to $93 free when you buy selected Homelite chainsaws at these dealers.
There's Maryland running back Tommy Neal on the sideline with the wet towel on the head.
There was word that they were going to use 1,200 pounds of ice today with fans.
Wish they'd send some up here. Schaefer back to throw, wants to go deep. And Timpson made the catch. Somehow he took it away from Keita Covington. Schaefer throws the bomb 50 yards, and Timpson, the sprinter from Miami, Florida, just went up and got it away from Covington. What a grab.
This was tremendous coverage. John Schaefer just sets up. Believe me, he doesn't know what to do with it. First, he sees Timpson so far down there, he lets it go. Keita Covington has him all the way, and Mike Timpson right at the last moment jumps Covington and makes a play, but you cannot fault Covington on a play. He had him everywhere.
First down for Penn State at the Maryland 30-yard line. And the official will stop it. They may not have beaten the clock to get the play off. No, it's the end of the quarter. Penn State with a brilliant first period. 2 interceptions, some outstanding defense, and an offense that's been able to control the ball. At the end of the first quarter, it's Penn State 10 and Maryland nothing.
Coors showed me how they do things different, all the way down the line. And in heat like this, that's important. Why? Well, heat headies up the taste of beer. Any beer. So if you went down to any Coors warehouse, this is what you'd see. Coors, stored cold. Now, Coors is the only one that can say that. It's expensive, kind of a hassle. But Coors distributors think it makes a difference. Right here. A difference worth tasting. Coors is the one.
If I have to call a bank and not know who's on the other end of the line, and every single time I need something, I have to go through the whole works, explaining everything all over again, it's a hassle. Why deal with that? I can deal with Wachovia, and I know I can call Keith, and everything gets taken care of.
Having a personal banker does make a difference.
It's sort of a direct line to all the services of the bank.
You don't have to call the bank and get switched over to 5 different people to 5 different departments. You just call and ask for your personal banker.
Pilot Life presents the Gene and Leo Sklodowski Financial Plan. The Joanne and
To meet individual needs, a financial plan has to respond to individual differences. Not just different goals, but differences in personal style and attitude. That's why a Pilot Life representative doesn't design any 2 financial plans exactly the same. And that's why they all work.
Dan and Cynthia Booth's Financial Plan.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Kilgo. Football stadiums like this one in the Atlantic Coast Conference area will be filled every Saturday afternoon this autumn because ACC football has become part of the lifestyle of the people living in this area. Do you realize that more than 2 million people watch these ACC football telecasts every Saturday? If you would like to have your message in these telecasts, call Jefferson Pilot Teleproductions, 704-374-3669.
Penn State with the football at the Maryland 30. 1st and 10 as we start the second quarter. Eric Hamilton, the flanker, in motion. And Schaefer back to throw.